Favorite sportscaster, Gina Miller, and there's the billionaire right in the middle. All right. Okay, this is streaming all over the country. Gina?
Hello.
Whenever we're ready to go on Boone's pages, we can go ahead and start. Rachel,
ready to
what
roll.
are you doing?
You're ready to roll. Yeah. Are you going to cue us and tell us when to go?
You can go.
We're going. There we are. Hi. Welcome to Birthday with a Billionaire. We are celebrating Boone Pickens' 88th birthday, which is this Sunday. We're celebrating it, though, today at his headquarters here at BP Capital in Dallas, Texas. I'm Gina Miller, of course, the honorary man of the hour, Boone Pickens, with WFAA chief meteorologist Pete Delkus. So glad that you're here. Even better to be here with you to kick off the birthday celebration.
I know it's my birthday, but how old am I?
Well, you don't look a day over 87, and you're not yet.
Yes, I was at 9:30 this morning.
Oh!
No, one, you're right.
Is that the time you were born, though? You remember the specific time?
9:37, but it was on the 22nd. We're
Sunday.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Sunday is the birthday. And
Yeah, so I'm, like you said, I'm much younger than 88.
And 88 has never looked so good. So over the course of the next 30, 45 minutes, we're going to dive into some Boone Pickens stories that we've never before heard. We're going to get some of your secrets to success. And Boone and Pete have this wonderful relationship. They've spent a lot of time together. You're going to pull some of these good stories out of Boone as well.
And I have an award for you.
That scares me. I'm not sure what that is.
And we have some fabulous birthday wishes. If you want to join the conversation, just tweet us using the hashtag #BirthdayWithABillionaire. And can I go ahead and read one message that's sort of close to my heart? Do you mind? And I'm biased here because he's one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. That would be, of course, Cowboys owner and general manager Jerry Jones, who said the message: as the only two guys in Dallas who own football teams named the Cowboys, I am proud to wish
Somebody helped him with that.
So we give Marilyn Love some credit here, but I guarantee he said this: I am proud to wish the warmest of birthday wishes to a very good friend, a trusted confidant, and a true inspiration and role model.
It was nice of Jerry to say that.
It was very, very nice.
And so Sunday's the day. That's when you turn 88, and at 9:37 in the morning. And the most memorable birthday for you was the first one.
It was, yes.
And not just because it was the first one, but there's a story behind the first one because it's a significant.
But I don't know for sure I actually remember the birthday.
Gina, his memory is amazing. But
I've been told about the birthday so many times. Then, I mean, you know, you're told about something many times. You start to think you were there.
Right.
So,
but it was 1928. And medicine in 1928, slightly different, Gina, than medicine in 2016.
Oh, yeah.
But your mom's pregnant with you, and the day is here, and there's some medical complications.
well, I'll set up a little bit. But my mother and father were married in 23.
Mm-hmm.
And my grandfather was a carpenter, and he built the house for him. And they decided not to put the bedroom on another bedroom on the house because we'd see. So they went 5 years, no baby, and so they went to Mayo's and they said, "There's nothing wrong with either one of you. Just go back to Oklahoma and keep trying,
Keep practicing.
Yeah."
That's the best part.
So my mother got pregnant right after they came back. She got pregnant in 27, and I was born May 22nd, 9:37 a.m., 1928. Now, what did you have in a town of 5,000 people? You had two doctors. They were brothers. One was a GP, and lo and behold, and thank God, the other one was a surgeon. So my mother, the surgeon, had patients, women that were expecting, they just like the GP did. And so now delivery day comes, and the hospital, Olinville General Hospital, and my dad, of course, was there, and this is the first baby, and the doctor, after some period of time passed, I asked my dad this story, I know a dozen times over the years, because I figured out how important the story was. pretty sure he told it the same way every time. Well, he did. I mean, it was, he had it, he remembered it very well. But the doctor, Dr. Wallace, said to my dad, he said, Tom, Grace is not going to be able to deliver. Mm. So he said, you may be faced with the biggest decision of your life. Who survives?
Your wife or the baby?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tough question.
And my dad said, no, you're not that far from the baby. And he said, I know, Tom, you're asking me to do a cesarean section. And he said, I've never seen it. And he said, of course, if I haven't seen it, I haven't done it.
Yeah.
But he said, I don't. And my dad said, no. And they talked further. I'd asked my dad, how much time passed? Now, how much time had passed now? You know, my dad, he would give you time, always 10 or 15 minutes, and something else. And he said, well, another 10 or 15 minutes. But anyway, he told my dad, he said, see the book over there on the table. My dad thought it was a Bible when he walked in the room. And he said, it's to the page there. You go read what I've read now several times to it.
So these were the instructions as to how to perform the C-section. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! You don't want to read a manual the first time you're doing it.
No.
Oh my gosh!
My dad was a lawyer, and he could read, and so he went over and sat down and read the deal. And my dad said it was a page and a half and 2 pictures.
Oh my gosh!
And said, he said, you can do it, Doc. He said, you can do it. And they talked, and my dad talked him into doing that.
Oh wow!
And so he said, now, I said, let's say a prayer. And he said, Tom, I've got to get back to Grace. But he didn't say he was going to do it at that point. But my dad somehow knew he was. Anyway, they said a short prayer. He left the room. My dad went out. He said, you got a chair and sat down outside the delivery room. And my dad sat there and I said, how long did you sit there? And he said, I don't know. I said, well, was it 30 minutes? Was it an hour? He said, it could have been either one. I don't know. He said,
his head's just spinning.
Yeah, he said, I was so deep in thought and the nurse came out and said, Mr. Pickens, your wife is very well, and you have a little boy, and he's very well too.
Oh my gosh!
And so that was it. And my mother had been the first cesarean in Holdenville.
And that surgeon he was only in Holdenville for just a few years.
3 years.
3 years.
He lived in Holdenville 3 years. He and his brother owned the hospital. And they were serious doctors, of course. Mm-hmm. But they came, and I was in Holdenville Tuesday this week.
Oh,
were you?
Wow.
I make a trip up there every year and visit the cemetery and everything else. But I learned this was new, and from Fran Cook, who has a library. And Fran said, did you know that the Wallace brothers, when they came here and all, they bought the hospital and invested $20,000 in equipment. Can you imagine $20,000 in Holdenville, 1928?
Yeah.
That'd be like $20 million.
Oh, right, today.
Or UT Southwestern. And so,
well, that's just amazing to think in 1928 you read a page and a half of instructions, and a short time later, here he is.
And it's almost a testament to you were innovative the day you were born, and I think that's carried you throughout your 87 plus, almost 88 years. You have been focused about innovating, whether it be in your personal life, with your fitness level, and how healthy you are, to your business. Why are you so passionate about being so modern and so innovative? This Periscope is a testament to that as well.
I don't know. I can tell you so many things. What you just said is very complimentary of me. I can give you a list twice that long that are uncomplimentary of me.
We can get into that too if you want to.
No, but I can't.
Yeah.
I mean, I was immature way too long. way too long. And you know, in other points along the way, I guess I lucked out kind of at the start to have the break, and then as I went along, I kind of bridged periods of immaturity. I didn't get in trouble, wasn't anything like that, and never had, you know, things like you have now, drinking problem or something like that. None of that, and always was involved in sports. Not ever the best, but competitive.
And do you think some of those lessons that you learned in sports, they've carried over to just great life lessons?
Yes, I do. I think I learned it a lot. And my basketball coach in Holdenville, John Doherty, I was there this week, drove past the high school, John Doherty Gymnasium.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, he won the state championship there in basketball in '42, and I was the manager of the team. I was in the 8th grade. What do you think? That was a break.
Yeah.
To see those kind of players beat Tulsa and Oklahoma City in the semifinals and finals. A small town. You saw a small town can win. You got the right players and the right coach. Okay. So it's a big learning experience for me.
And then so that basketball leads into that manager position, leads into high school, that leads to Texas A&M.
No. I didn't go to high school there.
Right. But you went to play ball at A&M.
Yes, but there was a step in between.
Okay.
In '44, my dad had gone broke in '39 in the oil business, and he had knocked around and done what he could, but he got a job with Phillips Petroleum in Amarillo, Texas. So we moved there in 1944, and I went to high school in 2 years in Amarillo. And we had a great high school basketball team. We got beaten in the finals in the last seven seconds at Austin. We played San Antonio Jeffers. And
See, I'm telling you, his memory is amazing.
Yeah, it is. And
I don't know what I had for lunch yesterday, and he's telling me about his high school.
This is the difference.
Right.
Okay, you're not old enough to remember, but there was a great football player at SMU. His name was Kyle Rowe.
Oh, yeah.
I guarded Kyle that day.
No kidding.
My goodness.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I outscored him.
Right.
And I scored 8 points. We got beaten 37-36 in the last 7 seconds.
Oh my God!
I love this.
So anyway, that we lost, and I went to Texas A&M on a basketball scholarship, and that was fall of '47, and I was there 1 year, and then your scholarships were only 1 year scholarships. They were 1 year contracts, and they may renew them, may not. But for instance, if you got hurt, that you're off scholarship.
Oh, really? If you got hurt?
That's right. Yeah, it was.
That's how it was then.
That's right. So, and I had a hyperextended elbow, and right at the last of the season, and didn't make spring practice, and but I think I was going to be cut anyway. But the players stayed. A lot of them, after they went off, they stayed.
They stayed at school.
But they stayed on the team.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you could get back on again if you
that's interesting.
played up. And so, but Jewel McDowell was our best player, and Truett Momley was another guard, a good player from Austin, and then a guy, if you're old enough to remember, Wally Moon.
I know the name. Wally.
Yeah,
I knew Warren.
Los Angeles.
Yeah, right.
I knew Warren really well.
Los Angeles Dodgers.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what.
Yeah.
Baseball,
Okay.
Bentonville, Arkansas, and so he switched over.
Bentonville. Huh.
And so then I decided I would transfer to Oklahoma A&M then. Now,
Oh, it was A&M then.
yeah, and so I transferred to Oklahoma A&M in the fall of '48.
And at that point, when you left, that was a pretty significant problem that A&M had to this day. Because I look at
You mean
Biggest mistake.
they didn't want. I never will forget the day I came to Texas A&M. I had not met the basketball coach. I was recruited by Johnny Frankie, who was the assistant coach, and so now I was going to meet Coach Carroll, and I met him, and I said, Coach, I'm Boone Pickens from Emerald. He looked at me kind of funny. He said, "Oh, Boone, hell, I thought you were bigger than you." And I said,
What'd you say?
I said, "I've had all 4 of my wisdom teeth pulled, and I've lost 3 pounds, and I weigh 138.
Is that what you weighed then your freshman year?
138.
Yeah.
And he said, "I meant taller."
But I bet you could shoot and you could dribble.
I was a good shooter.
Were you kind of the Steph Curry of those years?
I actually set the state high school record for longest field goal in 1946 in the state tournament at Austin.
Really?
Yeah, and it held up for 40 years. It went out in 1986.
Who do you know who it was that then took the title away?
Took it from me?
Yeah.
They said in the paper that I didn't know I had the title.
Oh, is that
said
right?
There was only one title that was removed from the books this year in the Texas high school basketball championship.
Oh, how funny is that?
And I was reading, it said Boone Pickens said it in 1946.
Huh.
And
did you read this like in '86 when the
yeah, when it came in.
Yeah. Huh.
It's in, but it also said it was well past where I had. So they didn't measure.
They moved a little further along.
But I was back on center court.
Oh, were you really?
Record, yeah.
You
Oh,
bet.
no kidding.
Yeah.
Now tell Gina about your workout routine. He's known
yeah.
for these walking lunges.
Yes.
And I've seen video of him doing push-ups. I think it was last year at homecoming up in Stillwater, doing push-ups. I forget who was carrying you along on this float, but he was doing push-ups.
I was in a hospital bed, if you remember.
Sense of humor is key too
So
to lasting this long.
He's doing these push-ups, and so they were taking video.
It's on a plywood board.
Well, plywood board, and the parade's going down, the float's going down. And they said, "Oh, we didn't get good enough video. Do another set of push-ups," and he did another set of
It wasn't
push-ups.
exactly right.
Correct me.
My wife said you did the 20 push-ups, and you were in the shade, and I didn't get good pictures. I got back in the car. I was in a convertible.
She made you get out and do more.
Yeah.
I like that smart woman.
You know, she's here now. She's the beautiful Tony Pickens is here with us. Tony, come in here.
Come say hello.
Do you have an announcement you'd like to make? Is there anything you want to tell everyone now that we're watching right now? Now that Tony is here.
Well, we were talking about
Yeah.
my mother and my birth and everything else, and I have a big announcement to make today.
Jay and Sally are behind the camera.
Tony, you may want to sit
I
down
am
for
waiting
this.
for
You may
this.
want to
I
sit
need
down
to
for
sit
this.
down.
You
Yes.
may need to sit down for
Well, I
this.
mean, you just told me yesterday that we're expecting.
You're
Oh.
expecting- Tony's pregnant?
Again, yeah.
Happy birthday, baby. So,
Thank you.
the story, he did the push-ups. I looked at the camera. I said, "Oh my gosh, this was done in the shade." And he said, "You want me to do that again?" I said, "Of course." So he just slung his feet out, jumped, walked back there, and the guys went, "Oh my gosh, it's Mr. Pickens." He said, "What do you want me to do?" He said, "Put it down. I'll get on it, get up, start walking." And that's how that whole thing came.
I know. I saw the
He
video.
was fabulous.
She
He was
texted me the
fabulous.
video, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is
Yeah.
great." As they're carrying you along, that was great. So what are the birthday plans this year? Sunday's the day. Are you guys going to the ranch?
Had a birthday dinner for me in Washington the night before last. They had a birthday dinner for me last night. I have a birthday dinner tonight. Have a birthday dinner on Sunday night, and I think that about does it.
No,
So
no,
it-
we're going to celebrate for a whole month.
You're going to keep going. So it's a
Absolutely.
birthday month.
It's a birthday month.
Okay, when you're 88, you deserve a birthday month.
Absolutely, you do. And he will begin every day by doing his push-ups, his squats, his everything. I'm a runner. I can't keep up with him.
He's
That
amazing.
isn't
It
true.
is amazing.
Not true on running.
But you know, Tony, there's so many people that look at someone that has had your success, Boone, that has your health, and people want to know what's the secret. What do you do in this your workout routine, your mind? I look at these things and think, is there something that we can gain from learning from you, the success that you've had, just mentally and physically? But your workout routine, every morning you do this.
Yeah, I do. And she gets up at 5:30, and then I get to sleep until 6:15, and then she said, "Get your ass out there." And I go, and I call in the office first thing, and get markets overnight, and then I get on the treadmill, and then I have a routine too. I do the squats and the lunges, not the same day. Today, every pull downs.
And you've had a person you've worked out with for a long time.
Yes, 25 years.
Yeah.
Eric Goldberg. It's just a shame. I don't know whether he'd still be around if it wasn't for me. No, I don't know whether I'd still be around.
And they tell jokes the whole time. They're in there laughing. They are having more fun.
He's not that funny.
He's not funny.
No.
He's just entertaining him.
I'm going to let you get back here. Happy birthday, Don.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tony.
Thanks,
Great
Tony.
to see you, Tony. I've been trolling social media. We
Have
have
you?
a ton of good tweets and a ton of good messages. I want to read a few
And
more.
some are not so good.
They're true. Some of them are not safe for work here, not safe
Yeah.
for Periscope, but I'll read a few here. This is from your friend Maria Bartiromo. Morning to Maria from Fox Business
She's
News.
watching this?
She sent us a message for you.
Okay.
To Boom, a true American original. Happy birthday and keep on thriving. I am grateful to celebrate your birthday with you and proud to call you a friend. Brian Sullivan, host of CNBC's Power Lunch. Boom. In a world of many self-proclaimed originals, you stand with the few who are indeed truly authentic. An original who brands a burning imprint into everyone you meet. It is an honor and privilege to know you and call you my friend. I hope you have a Texas-sized birthday and some cake, and save some cake for those of us who can't be there to celebrate it with you. Here's to a spectacular year ahead, and best wishes from the swamps of New Jersey. Two more I want to get to before we move on, if you don't mind. Dear Boone, and this is how I found out about the Billionaire workout, was courtesy of Pete Delkas at an event that you hosted with Ted Turner and Boone Pickens, and you got into their workout routine.
Oh, that's right. We
Here's
did.
the key.
That was Park
Park
City's
City's
That
Quail.
was
Yeah.
Park City's
Yeah.
Quail, and the key is to stay healthy for their salon, you gotta move it. If you don't
Yeah.
move it, you'll lose it. And Ted Turner and you shared the workout routine. It said, Dear Boone, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you, and may you have many more from your old pal, Ted Turner. I have a text here from Dan Bailey, the Cowboys kicker, also former Oklahoma State Cowboys kicker. And he texted me and he said, Mr. Pickens is the man. And then,
Well, I'll tell you what,
then-
that Dan Bailey can kick.
Yes, he can. Yes,
You know,
he can.
and Jerry Jones, when they took him, I told him, I said, you got a kicker, Oklahoma State. And he said, well, we got 4 people, and 3 of them are better than he is. And I said, well, let me tell you about it. One, he'll never embarrass you.
Yeah.
As an athlete or as a person, I said, he's a very good young man. I said, and he can kick. And now, they decided to take Dan. They said, well, we got to take somebody else because he can't kick long enough to kick off.
Oh, you're kidding.
That's right. But you know now,
Yeah, right.
I
Yeah.
mean, they thought back out of the
Right.
stadium after
Yep.
he kicks off. Boy, she
Yeah.
heads south.
Yeah. He sent us an email for you as well that I'll read here. And pardon me for just grabbing this. He said, Hey, happy birthday, Mr. Pickens. Wishing you a year of health and happiness. Thanks for all that you've done and your continued support over the years. Go Pokes as well. Please join the conversation using the hashtag birthday with a billionaire. We are now taking
You know what,
your
Jerry?
comments.
You know what, Jerry Jones and Dan and I have in common, don't you?
Mhm.
You heard it right first.
Cowboys.
Oh, the Cowboys, you both
Both own the
on the
Cowboys. Again, the biggest mistake Texas A&M ever made was letting this
Yeah,
man go north of the Red River.
It cost them $25 a month.
So talk to me about how you think, let's start with the Cowboys and Jerry. What's your outlook for this upcoming season?
It's going to be good.
Yeah, Romo's healthy, he's had the surgery, he's kind of back on that road, right? OTAs.
Romo's like Dick Cheney.
Oh, I don't know where we're going with this. Huh?
Dick Cheney told me last year, he said, Boone, I feel better than I've ever felt my whole life. He has a transplanted heart.
Mhm.
So Tony Romo got his back fixed.
You know, it's amazing when you look at the comments about Tony Romo over the last few years, and you know, love or hate him. There was so much.
Well, you couldn't hate him.
Right, but there was, you know, just thinking of the fans, people were upset with him and stuff, and then the guy gets hurt, and look at how that
Oh
team
yeah,
does.
it's not
So,
1-800-dial quarterback.
That's right.
I
I
can
hope.
tell you, Tony Romo, listen, I felt for him. he didn't have much on an offensive line for a long time. And he took the ball and started scrambling. And so I said, gosh, he's throws these passes. Man, you're supposed to get at least a few seconds to find a receiver. You don't have to. And what'd he do? We went 12-4, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Could have won it all.
And hopefully this year, with him back and that line's there, he's healthy. People learn. Well, we're happy to have him here, right?
Yeah, it's not so bad.
Now, what about Oklahoma State? How they
good passer. I hope we have an offensive line.
Yeah, that's always
where it all
important.
starts.
We didn't have one. We didn't have one last year.
That's where it all starts, with the offensive line.
That's
How
right.
do you find the time to stay involved with so much? Because you know pop culture, you obviously know the business world, you know what's going on in this oil economy that has just gone all over the place for the past couple of years. How do you manage to keep up with everything? And not just with a passing knowledge, but a deep knowledge.
I have a guy that's worked for me 25 years. He's worked with the trainer. But they give me injections throughout the night.
Like intravenously?
Of knowledge.
Knowledge.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, the markets, everything. Yeah.
Knowledge drops. We can market. That's a new business model. Knowledge drops. We can market this.
That's interesting.
It's a beautiful container.
I bet it is. We got a message here from Becky Quick from CNBC.
Becky Quick.
Yes, I know you're a fan of hers.
You know where she's from? K through 12. Tulsa.
Ah,
Really?
she's a Tulsa girl.
Yeah.
Okay, she wanted to
Her
say.
dad is a geologist.
Okay, makes sense.
You know anything about geology?
Yeah, I know. That's a big question.
I love that because his degree was in geology.
Right.
Well, sure.
And it's just great to hear him
I
talk about
spent
these.
2 hours a day looking at Martin County, Texas, and it was, it was a good. I love to do that kind of work. Okay.
Quick message from Becky here. Just wanted to tell Boone, happy birthday to the youngest 88-year-old I know. As that woman from, quote, When Harry Met Sally said, I'll have what he's having. All the best, Becky. I agree with her.
Yeah,
I absolutely agree. Absolutely.
Becky and I went to China together.
I remember that. I do.
One of your other friends, Roger Staubach, and his wife, Marion, happy birthday, best wishes to a great friend. Ann and Burns Hargis at Oklahoma State, best wishes here from OSU to our favorite cowboy. We love riding for your brand. Happy birthday, Boone, and go Pokes. First cowgirl.
That's Ann Hargis, yeah. Everybody knows that.
It's got some great comments coming in here. Let's check out a few more. So tell me, Boone, what are the things, at 88 years, what are some of the things you've learned? Like some secrets to life, some things that us folks, people watching at home or at their office right now, what are some of the things that you've learned that have been a part of your success, that you feel like you can directly attribute to why you have been successful, not only in life, but just with health?
Pete, everybody asks that question. I mean, that question is asked to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
What is it you do or you have that has served you so well? Everybody answers it the same way.
Yeah.
They say, well, one thing you do, you don't ever give up.
Yeah.
Well, everybody says that.
But it's true, though. It's not a cliche.
I'm
It's
so
true.
old, I don't have anything original anymore. Somebody's already said it.
Your perseverance is original, though. That is true.
But I don't give up, and I enjoy what I'm doing. Somebody said, well, you enjoy every day. Of course not. Some days I ain't.
Yeah.
I mean, the market can make me, do I collapse? No, I don't go down, but I don't. But also the market can make your day. Your family can make your day. And, it's, but I get so many opportunities to feel good, be happy, and also I said, everybody says that too. I'm not so sure everybody does say that. I feel like I come up to bat more than most people do. Mm-hmm. And you can't get a hit. I mean, that's the old home run hit or what?
Yeah. Or home run giver up.
How's that shoulder feel?
Yeah, really.
But you know, and I do too. you can't get a hit. You don't have a chance for a home run if you don't get up to bat.
That's right. Yeah.
And I feel like and listen, I went several years. Whew, I'm telling you that I felt like well, it was 90, 94, 5, 6, 7, 8. Those years that I felt like they never said, you're up. I mean, it just didn't happen. And then in 2000, 01, 2, 3, 4, 5, it was like I could get up to bat for baseball with a fly rod in my hand.
You could only hit him out of the park.
and knock it out of the park with a fly rod.
Right.
You know, and of course I couldn't do that. But I got that confident, and I'm back at that same thing now. I really am. I mean, this is a year for us.
I like that optimism. Anybody who's in your space likes that optimism as well. But you're truly a testament, though, because people on the outside think that success in this journey is linear, right? They think it's one straight trajectory towards the top. But you're a testament to the fact
that is a joke.
that is not true.
Yep.
Can you maybe impart a lesson and you touched on it in the 90s. We know how bad things got there. Can you maybe impart what it is that is the drive and the motivating thing that keeps you fighting and keeps you persevering? Because it's not easy. A lot of people could go a different direction. You chose not to. What kept you driving and going in that direction?
I'm not going to fail.
So what was it? That fear of failure that kept you moving forward?
So I'm not afraid of things.
Yeah.
But I just
Didn't want to fail.
That's right. And I grew up, 3 women raised me. See, when my mother had me, they said a woman can never have 2 cesareans. Yeah, I had one daughter, had 3. So, but they, didn't know then.
Yeah.
So, and also when I was born, and that was the Depression years, and people didn't have but one child. So it all fit for me to not have brothers and sisters. And, now we're down to it was, well, you're the only one. My dad would always say, you're the last button on Gabe's coat.
So you better make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're the last button. I got that.
Yeah.
Whatever Gabe's coat and all that stuff, I don't know. But I was the one that had to, and it's just, and 3 women raised me: my grandmother, my aunt, my mother. My aunt was my school teacher, and but those women, and they were raising another boy, my cousin, and my aunt was a widow, and he was so much smarter than I was. I don't say this any way but 100% accurate. He was so much smarter than I was. It was unbelievable. It was scary. Now I have to compete with him. But he had no interest in sports. Music, he was very, very good student. PhD, Michigan State, and I get mad. He's kind of like a brother, but he's 5 years older. And I would tell him something after we were grown. He said, "You remember, you would have never gotten out of algebra or geometry if I hadn't tutored you."
Is that right? That's funny.
I said, so when you think you're so damn smart,
Just remember where
this.
it is. Now tell Gina the story about you in college and your dad's advice about having a plan.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's something that resonates with everyone.
I was with a person in Holdenville this week, and they were telling me, I said, you have a plan. And they said, yes, I have a plan. And I said, you don't know how big that is in my life. A person with a plan. My dad told me on the lawn at the SAE house, February of 1949, that he said, son, you've been in school a year and a half, and you have not shown anybody anything. And I knew we were in deep. And I said, no, I probably have, but okay, what did I tell you is the biggest problem I had? Immaturity. I was immature. I had not taken anything serious up to that point. And he said, you have no plane. You have never had a plane. And he said, a fool with a plane can beat a genius with no plane. But he said, your mother and I are afraid we have a fool with no plane. Well, let me tell you, that you didn't laugh. You did. But I didn't that day, I can tell you, because I knew he was serious.
Yeah.
And when he said, we're afraid we have a fool with no plan, and he said, son, I love you. He got in his car and drove off. I was standing there on the curb, and I thought, no plan true. And they're disappointed. And I have not taken anything serious up till now. And I had about 24, 48 hours. I got my transcript, went over to the geology dean, Dr. Brown Monette, and I sat down and he liked me. And he looked at my transcript. He said, well, Boone, he said, not much to work with. And I said, that's pretty well what my dad said. And he said, well, after this semester, you'll have 8 hours of geology. And I said, can I get out in June of '51? Now, my dad told me that too. You're not on the same plane to graduate that we're on, your mother and I. You need to get on our plane because that's the one that's going to play out.
He gave you a deadline.
Oh, he gave me a deadline. Yeah. June '51, you out of here. And
one way or the other.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so Monette looked at it, just running through. You know, Boone, if you carried 119, 2 18s in a summer school, by golly, you could be out in June of '51. And I said, this is big to me, Dr. Monette, but I now have a plan.
Yeah.
And literally you do, the Pickens plan.
I did the 2 18s, 19 in summer school, and I was out.
So when you left there and you talked with him, you went back and had to talk with your mom and dad.
No.
You didn't? That was it? You just went ahead and moved forward on your own just with that plan?
It was pretty well laid out to me.
Yeah. There was no confusion.
What would I go back and say? Hey, I'm going to do it.
Right. And they're probably like, show me.
They asked me, of course, what I was taking. How are you doing? Sure. They saw my grades.
Right.
They could see that there had been a change, big change.
Yeah.
And I made the dean's list the last 2 years, and I was one of 4 that got jobs out of college and as geologists. It was a bad period. June '51 wasn't big for oil and gas.
Yeah.
You talk about the year going forward, why you're so optimistic about this year, 2016, your 88th year. What is it that gives you that sense of optimism? Is there something that you can share with us that we're not privy to, or is it
sure?
Just,
This is the way I'd answer it. Why am I not going to be optimistic?
Good point. I like it.
I don't look at the downside. I'm interested in the upside. Do I think I can get the downside? I know I could. I have before, and I get off of it as fast as I can. But I never start out thinking, could I fail? Sure. But
that mentality.
I mean, I'm going to win. I'm not going to lose. And I still remember Mr. Iba. I played basketball at Oklahoma State for a minute, Oklahoma A&M for a minute. And he said, boys, he said, look like a busher, play like a busher. I remember that. I remember the other thing that he said, you show me a loser. I can't remember now. All the ones I've drawn on you. But if you think you're
going to lose, you're going to lose.
Yeah. If you think you're going to lose, you're going to be a loser. Is what's going to happen. And I don't have it quite right. Well, see, that's what happens when you get old.
That happens to me now. I wish I was where you are.
But it drops out on you. It'll come back.
I think you're doing fine.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. If you want to comment, please, and share your birthday wish for Boone. Hashtag birthday with a billionaire here. Have a few more comments from Leanne and Alan White, the chairman of
the place. Well, I had dinner with them last night.
Oh, here they go.
You know where Leanne's from? Monette, Arkansas.
I did not know that. I know their daughter quite well, actually. Leanne and Alan White passed this along. He tells the story of making an Eagle 2 on the 11th hole at Augusta, wearing your Masters pullover today. This is probably one of the most difficult holes on the course. Says he used a driver and a 5-iron.
It wasn't that day.
Oh, it wasn't that day.
No, it was the easiest hole.
Okay, of course it was. Of course it was. Now, if you know Boone sometimes, he stretches things just a bit. Truth be known, it was a driver and a 3-wood from the ladies' tees.
Are you playing from the ladies' tees?
We're breaking news here.
You don't understand about Augusta. There are no ladies.
There we go. There we go. Alan White stretching the truth. Alan, that's true. That is true. That is
Women
true.
that are members there, and we have 3. One I can't
Condi
remember.
Rice.
Connie Rice,
Yeah.
and Darla Moore, and then the third one I've never met. She's IBM, but Connie Rice, they go ahead and tell some pretty raw stories at the Jamboree, and that's the member party, and most everybody's there. It's a big deal, and I was sitting next to Connie Rice, and I don't know whether to tell the story or not.
Well, you have to now.
Okay.
We're getting the go-ahead. You have to.
But I'm sitting next to Condi Rice,
And Tony's hand is over her mouth, by the way. She's scared over there.
There was a video that had been done for the Jamboree. And it was Jimmy Dunn from New York and Stanley Druckenmiller from Pittsburgh. And they were on it. And Jimmy's a little older than Stanley. And Stanley said, you know, Jimmy, I have some questions for you. What can I expect as I get older? And you know, I'm having more people
Ask you that?
What can I expect? And I have, you know, I don't do any jobs anymore, but I do charge for my time to sit down with people and tell them what to expect as they get older.
So what do we owe you after this?
Yeah, I was going to say,
Wait, what do we owe
been
you?
going for a while. I hate to see what his hourly rate is.
Anyway, Stanley said, what about your bathroom habits? And Jimmy Dunn said, I don't have to urinate till 6 o'clock in the morning. And,
Just wonder where this is going.
And Stanley said, well, that's not too bad. And he said, and bowel movement. And he said, I don't have bowel movement till 7:30. And he said, gosh, that's good. He said, not exactly. I don't get up until 9. And I'm sitting next to Condi Rice, and I said, Condi, do you know where you are? Like that. It tightened up, and she said, Boone, I know exactly where I am, and I've always known where I am. I am in the greatest golf club in the world. And I am glad to be here. Yes, I know where I am. I'm at Augusta National. I said, boy, you got the right answer.
Yeah, no kidding.
She's brilliant for a reason.
She is.
Brilliant.
Boy, she hit that one out of the park.
Have you ever heard her? She's apparently a classic pianist. Have you heard this when she's down there with the guys? She ever just, because I've heard that occasionally she will do this at different venues, different events.
I've never seen her play, and the only time that I see her is at the Jamboree, because there are 4 parties here: opening party, closing party, governor's party, and Jamboree. And I always make Jamboree, and so I always see her there, and don't make the other 3, or not. I make 1 or 2, but anyway, and I don't play golf anymore, so I seldom up into her. But I know what she's talking about. Yeah, she can
play, yeah.
Well, I'm guessing that Condi Rice falls in the category of blow up the ball. Throw it up in the air and tell her what game it is.
Yeah.
We'll find out if Condi Rice can play that game.
She can play it.
Yeah, because isn't she also on is it the college football?
College
Yeah,
playoff board.
do you know
Yeah.
where they meet every week?
Here,
That's
in
right.
Irving, Texas.
That's
Yeah.
right here in
Oh, their
Dallas.
headquarters. Oh, okay.
Well,
Dallas.
that's, I don't know whether it's the headquarters. but they met last year every week right here.
So where do you think, thinking of college football, where do you think, I mean, I'm thinking Ohio State, Michigan. I mean, if you're going to give us a preseason ranking, anything off the top of your head that you're thinking as far as college football rankings go this early in the season, spring football?
Well, Ole Miss beat us in the Sugar Bowl last year. I ranked them in the top 3.
Yeah.
We made them look pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I watch our team closely, of course, and I'm interested in the Big 12 teams, and you have to watch Alabama. It gags you, but you have to watch them.
Do you know Nick Saban?
I've met him.
Have you?
But know him? No, I don't know him. And it's, you look at Urban Meyer.
Mm-hmm.
I met him one time. It was at the Kentucky Derby. He was coaching Florida when I met him, and had a real interesting conversation with him. It lasted 30, 45 minutes. But he's a very impressive guy.
I'll tell you what, the programs they have, Ohio State,
all of them.
Harbaugh at Michigan, you just look at those. And,
Harbaugh, $40 million,
Yep.
yeah,
8-year contract.
yeah.
Yep. Drew,
Michigan's going to win again.
Mm-hmm.
I met Boone when we went to an Oklahoma State Texas A&M game about 5 years ago. And we flew up there on your plane.
We killed them.
We did. We killed them. We were waving the wheat all in your box. And you know this. Going to a football game with Boone Pickens is not a relaxing
I'm glad you weren't
affair.
there for 2 years.
No, I wasn't. I was there during the Good Gundy eras, years 5
But
years ago.
excuse me for interrupting, but honestly, I don't pull for the Aggies when they play Oklahoma State. But I'm an Aggie.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you? Okay.
But you finish. I've got something to add to that.
Okay, so we go there, and you don't go to a game with Boone Pickens and company and expect to relax, because you get there and you had board meetings, and then we saw the gym, and you played basketball for literally about 5-10 minutes, shot some baskets, went to a board meeting. You go into Boone Pickens Stadium, and there are people ranging from young children, super fans. The band comes and plays outside of Boone's suite. Remember that? Then he goes and gets his ice cream. Then the president comes by and says hello.
That's the only thing I really hear that day, because I'm right there. The band outside the door.
You know
it.
it. But that's what strikes me. It's just the energy. I mean, you want to talk the Energizer Bunny or whatever it is you're getting injected with overnight. I want some of it, because the energy level was so high. And we fly back to Dallas, and I did this for a story that was broadcast on my TV station at the time. We flew back to Dallas. We land about midnight. My photographer and I, you know how this goes, we're like, wow, we're exhausted. And I said, Mr. Pickens, what are you going to do? Oh, I've got about 6 hours before I have to get up and go fly to Simi Valley to the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library for a weekend out there. And I'm just looking at you thinking, what did I do so
remember,
wrong?
I gained 2 hours going west.
True. Yeah. I'll take those 2 hours and I'll be sleeping.
But Aggies, that when I, once again, go back to what I said, the biggest problem I had was I was immature. I had trouble growing up, and I went to Texas A&M, and I went in 47. Mm-hmm. What does that mean to you?
That was before I was born, quite some time ago.
It was a military school.
Oh, certainly, yeah, certainly.
There were no girls.
Yes.
They hadn't made that mistake. No.
It was when the Corps dominated A&M, though. Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
It
still does.
The Corps was
does. Yes.
Okay, this is 47. So you have World War II veterans there. They're back, 47. And now you have 7,000 men on the campus. Well, so the guys that came back are veterans who don't have to go back in the Corps, but a lot of them did. Mm-hmm. My company commander was World War II, and I was in B Company Engineers. But at that, it was Joe Richardson was my company commander. But that was a period in my life I'll never forget. I did a lot of growing up.
I'm sure.
I did a lot of growing up. And when you say memory, why is your memory so good? I think that year at Texas A&M with a lot of it, you had to remember names, and they weren't kidding. I had an upperclassman. He said, you're having trouble remembering my name. And I said, I am. He said, you're what? You're going to get 3 licks. I'll bet you remember that.
Really?
Yeah, I can remember it after 1.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
3. I wasn't that dumb.
That negative reinforcement always works for me too.
Anything on Facebook Live, as we have about 5 more minutes here left on Birthday with the Billionaire,
I have
hashtag. And we love all your Periscope tweets. They've gone by so quickly. I'd love if you'd send some comments on Periscope. So people are loving the broadcast, all these hearts. We appreciate all the hearts. We appreciate all of you sharing the broadcast as well. Pete's scrolling through his
I'm
Facebook
scrolling
Live
through.
feed there.
I have people saying gig 'em, gig 'em, gig 'em.
A lot of Aggies wish that you never went north of the border to Oklahoma State.
Well, you know, kind of just do a reset
Let me
since
get-
we've been doing this for 40 minutes. Let people know why we're here, what we're doing.
Today is Birthday with the Billionaire. Sunday is Boone Pickens' 88th birthday, May 22nd. Boone will turn 88. Are you a Gemini officially, or is that right on the cusp?
On the cusp.
On the cusp. I'm a Gemini. Great minds think alike.
When's
here.
your birthday?
June 4th.
June
June
4th.
4th.
But the thing about it, you say 88. I mean, what's my day like? I mean, I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
My guys, I ask them, I say, what's the question asked most about, well, you were with Boone Pickens. You're a partner with Boone Pickens. And then what did they ask? And they said, the question most asked, you won't believe it, does he still come to the office? And I said, what do you say? He said, if he's in town, he's here before 8 o'clock.
Well, and with that thought, Gina, I asked Boone a number of years ago, what are your thoughts about retiring?
Mm-hmm.
And you had a classic answer about that.
I'll leave here in a box.
And why don't you want to retire?
I don't want to sound stupid. I don't know what I would do. But
you love what you do.
Sure, and I hate yard work. But think with me just a second. I'm here this morning. I was here 15 to 8, and so I go in a meeting just as soon as I get here. We go to the big conference room, and the board's up. We see what early trading is, and discuss what happened overnight in markets around the world, what anybody's picked up. And you're not supposed to come to a meeting empty-handed.
Mm-hmm.
You say, well, what do you mean empty-handed? You're supposed to bring information to the meeting. Years ago when I ran Mesa, that we had, now it's called Investment Committee Meeting, ICM, and we have dinner together one night a month. We look at our results. We close out every day, so we look at our results every day. We know how we stand, whether we're up, down, or how much, whatever. But we have a meeting at the end of the month, and we look at monthly numbers, what we have, everything else. But at OCM at Mesa, I would tell people, I said, you have come on this committee. You will be an observer for 30 days, and then you'll be a participant. And I said, there is a graduation from observer to participant. Meeting, you have to bring something to the meeting of value. Something you bring. And I said, if you don't, we don't have time for observers. Observers are just good for a month.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, you bring something. And now, I always say to guys, I was in Washington, this is what I have to report. I was with so-and-so and so-and-so and so. Today, I had lunch with Trent and Tyler Leon, and they were OSU golfers a few years ago. They're businessmen now in Fort Worth. And I said, okay, fellas, you tell us about what you're doing. And so they did. I said, I'm going to give you a little bit of advice. I said, don't ever go to a meeting that you don't get more out of it than they do. So I said, leave them with something, but don't give them everything. And I said, leave with more than you left. But I made a full report this morning, what I learned in Washington. I had dinner with Fred Smith, FedEx, and I had meetings and all. I did podcasts with Haley Barber and General
Conway.
and great deal from those. But I'm asking questions on this podcast. But
That's the thing. That's the thing with you. Your curiosity.
Yeah.
And I see that all the time. And it could be quail hunting, and that's how we know each other is because of Park City's
I have
quail.
you have an award.
This scares me.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, you
All right.
want to tell me about it now, or you want
Are
to
you
give
ready
it to me?
for it?
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm seated.
That it has not been decided because they have not reviewed the videos completely. But you were there in a group of expert shooters,
Right.
okay? And you consider yourself to be an expert.
Well, I don't know about that, but I can shoot a shotgun. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I can shoot.
But
a
you were there.
shotgun.
You admitted you were there with expert shooters.
That's true.
So
That's
you
true.
must
I
be
was.
an expert.
Yeah.
Okay. There's still, if you reviewed it, but you could have been the high man on that shoot.
On that shoot.
Yeah.
Pete Delkus.
And it has a real reward to it. Reward? No. Award.
Pete's getting paid. At some point, Pete's getting paid.
That if you were
The high man.
the high man, then you get next year 3 days to hunt with your 3 best friends. Now you're starting to think.
Well, I'm thinking one. I'm thinking Bubba Wood. Then I'm trying Joe Crafton.
Smart man.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, you're also thinking, how can I leverage that? And 5 more hunters.
That's right. See how he thinks?
Exactly.
You see how he thinks?
Yeah, right.
Yes, it's about leverage and
Yeah.
parlay.
That's right.
A lot of people on here on Periscope, they want to get your thoughts on oil before we wind this thing down in a couple minutes here. They want 120 oil. What are we going to see here over the course of the next few years?
Did you say 120?
That was one of the questions we had in here. 120 oil. Yeah. that's one of the questions.
I'm
we
not
got
thinking
on Periscope.
120. I'm thinking half that.
Whew.
Yeah, I think you got a good chance of being 60 by the end of the year, and but you will be 50. You'll make 50 by the end of the year.
That sound you hear is all the oil men saying thank you.
Well, they've heard me
Yeah.
say it,
Yeah.
but I can tell you that you shut down the rigs, and I can tell you when you started up, women run the oil field. If you didn't know that, and when that guy comes in, roughneck driller, tool pusher, comes in off that rig and says, "Well, we're laying her down." They know what laying her down is. Your mask goes down, rig stops. Everything. How long? Oh, I don't know. It won't be down long. Listen, women are smart, and they watch the price of oil too. And they see oil price going down. The rig isn't going up for us. You know what they give that old man free time? He gets 1 week to drink beer and look at television. And then she
It's
said,
time to go
It's
back
time to go to work.
Yeah.
and said, well, the rig is,
Back out
he
there.
said,
Yeah.
you find something else.
Yep.
But we're going back to work
Yep.
because
Well,
we're not out of food, but
Yeah. But these oil prices, I mean, it's had such a far-reaching impact.
well, you bet it has.
Yeah.
You lost 200,000 employees. But when they go to work again, wherever they go to work, that they're not real quick to leave that job to go back to the oil field. Because the first question the wife's going to ask is, you say you're going to start up again? Where's the rig going to be?
Right.
75 miles east of here. Oh, wait just a second.
Yeah, right.
And 75 miles east, that's 150 miles. You're driving 2.5 hours a day back and forth to work.
The impact on the family.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
And said, let's just wait till we get closer to home. There are other rigs. These guys can work on 1, 2, 3. I mean, doesn't make any difference. Same equipment, same job, everything else. So it gives them a choice. Wait on a rig closer to home. And what they like more than anything, that you get a 10-well contract that's 10 miles from home. That's what you really like to have, and that makes life a lot easier in the oil field. But oil field workers are good people. I've worked with them. I roughnecked when I was 16 years old for Romie Adams and Earl Evans in Holdenville, Oklahoma, and I know the oil field. I've been there. I know the heartache they go through and what they have to make the family happy and run smooth. So anyway, when this thing starts back up, you're going to get a pretty damn good run of high price oil.
A lot of people are hoping. A lot of people are hoping.
But it's not going to be 120.
Sorry.
I hope 120.
That'd be a birthday present.
Well, if I could see $5 natural gas.
Right. Do we want to wrap this up with what are your plans tonight?
Tonight?
Yeah. Dinner with the beautiful Tony Pickett.
We're going that our good friends Barry and Lana and Andrew.
Yeah, I love them.
They do an annual birthday party for me, and that is tonight.
That's tonight.
Oh, very nice.
It's we'll have a great
Alan
time.
and Leanne.
They have super music for.
Are you a dancer? Be honest with me. Are you a dancer?
I saw him dance in front of the band. I saw him dance.
All right, just a second. When you're an only child, I got to go back to childhood, that your mother thinks that you are going to do everything well. Well, because she doesn't have 4 kids.
Right.
I've got 5 kids. And so she doesn't have 4 kids. And, well, may not be a good musician, but pretty good athlete and a pretty good, and she gets it all, with 4 kids. Now I'm by myself.
All the pressure's on.
Tremendous pressure. So they sent me to Helen Cordell.
Oh, I love
Oh, really?
For piano. Helen Cordell was, she was tough to deal with, and she sent me home after the second lesson and tell your mother you're hopeless. That's tough stuff.
Yeah. How old were you?
I was 12.
You were 12.
I was in the 6th grade.
That could have scarred you for life.
Exactly.
So did it
And you know what Helen Cordell would say? Work it out.
And you did. You did.
She okay, now clarinet.
Yeah, because I knew you played the clarinet.
Well,
or
yes.
had one.
Had one. Okay, clarinet, and it was, and my mother's dear friend, who was organist at the Methodist Church, and was a musician, and she came over and heard me after I'd been 3 years on the clarinet, and listened to me practice, and she got through. She said, turned to my mother and said, Grace, if he's been on that for 3 years, she said, he is never going anywhere. Never going anywhere. Underline. My mother did not speak to Dodie Funk was her name.
Really?
That's her real name.
Dodie Funk.
Yeah. Did not speak to her for 6 months.
Really?
Wow.
And so,
Is that when your basketball career took off?
But she also put me in tap dancing.
Oh, really?
I would love to see that.
Oh, I didn't.
I'd love to see that.
And it was as hopeless. It probably was more like the piano.
Oh, that's funny.
The clarinet. They were all in.
Are there any pictures of him?
I have
in
no
his
rhythm.
shoes?
I have no rhythm.
I saw you dance in front of the band, though. I saw you shake a little bit when the Oklahoma State band came to your suite.
No, you didn't. that was your imagination. But anyway, I know we're concluding. This is, great for, I hope for my family and maybe some of our friends enjoy it. You all have done a very special job. You brought me along, and I was right at first. I was nervous.
Oh.
And you notice I stuttered right
No,
at first.
not at all.
And it cleared up. And
He's been on TV a time or two.
Just
Did
a
I?
once or
3 or
twice.
4.
I was afraid I was going to doze. You all kept it so.
You've kept me awake. It's my nap time.
Yeah.
Douglas has a late night.
That's right,
He's
that's
got
right.
a late night. I've got
Yeah.
a 4-year-old, so I'm in bed by 6. So I'm around the third heading down here. So.
Let me tell you, my wife's up at 5:30 in the morning, so I'm in bed at 7:30 at night.
Well, Boone, happy birthday.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, very happy.
This was an
Gina,
absolute treat.
good.
Thank you.
Let's do this every year.
Let's do it. We'll do
We'll
it
do
next
it.
year.
Oh, that's,
We'll do it.
okay. I don't want to do it every year, but let's do it. Let's do it the next 12,
We'll take it.
and then we'll quit.
Well, okay.
The
Well,
next
you never
12,
know.
That's right.
Unless something interrupts.
Nothing will.
I will book it in my calendar.
That's
Pete. How
right.
about you?
That sounds good.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
This was a real treat. Thank you guys for joining us and watching. We really appreciate it. Finally, happy birthday.
Happy
Thank you.
birthday.